My beloved child, something is shifting in the unseen realm right now, and your spirit can already feel the vibration of it. Archangel Michael is standing at the gate of your new beginning, the very gate that separates the life you have known from the life heaven has written for you. And this moment, this brief, divine moment will not stay open for long. A supernatural wind is blowing in your direction. A flow of abundance, not ordinary money, not temporary blessings, but a huge release of wealth, opportunity, and restoration, is moving toward your name like a river breaking through stone. But Michael needs you awake, aligned, and listening. Because what is coming is time-sensitive, sensitive, and spirit-sensitive. There is a reason you were drawn to this message right now. Not earlier. Not later. Now. Your spirit recognized that heaven is calling your name. And Michael has been positioned at this spiritual gate, not as a guard blocking you, but as a warrior inviting you forward. He is clearing the shadows, cutting the ropes, breaking the sabotage, and silencing the voices that tried to keep you in the same repeating cycle. He knows you have battled enough empty seasons. He knows you have cried over closed doors long enough. He knows the delay tried to consume your hope. But hear this clearly. You are seconds away from a turning point. The gate of new beginning is not metaphorical. It is real, active, open right now in the spiritual dimension. And what flows through that gate is not just financial blessing, but financial breakthrough. A sudden increase. A divine supply. Unexpected provision. Kingdom-level abundance that does not dry up. Yet Archangel Michael is warning, this gate will not stay open forever. There is an urgency because the window is narrow. Not out of punishment, but out of divine timing. Heaven opens certain gates only when the alignment is perfect, when your spirit is ready, when the attack has weakened, when your faith has sharpened, and when the path has been cleared. And for the first time in a long time, all these forces have aligned over your life. But you must walk through. You must not hesitate. You must not shrink into doubt or fear again. Michael says the blessing flow is already unlocked. The release has already been approved. The huge money flow mentioned in the message is not a future promise. It is a present movement. But if you stay standing where you've always been, you will not intercept what heaven is pouring. This is why your spirit feels restless. This is why you feel something big is near. This is why your heart keeps sensing a shift even when your eyes see nothing. Your inner world is responding to the sound of a gate opening. But listen closely, because this is where everything becomes extraordinarily important. You are not fighting for the blessing anymore. The blessing is already yours. You are fighting for the moment. Michael is urging you not to delay the steps your spirit already knows you must take. There is a powerful opportunity about to appear in your physical world. A conversation, a message, a contract, a chance, a decision. Something that carries financial elevation within it. But it will require you to move with courage, not fear. With obedience, not overthinking. With clarity, not confusion. And Michael warns, the enemy has been trying to cloud your timing, not to steal your blessing. The enemy cannot touch what God has sealed, but to cause you to miss the moment attached to it. Because heaven's gates operate like divine portals. They open. They release, and then they close. This is why you are hearing this message right now. Heaven wants you aware, aligned, and prepared. You are not entering a small blessing. You are entering a new chapter. You are entering a new identity. You are entering a new financial reality. And Michael is not just standing by the gate. He is calling your name through it. Listen to me if you stay with this message. The next revelation will show you exactly what signs will appear before the breakthrough hits your life. There are clues heaven is sending. Clues you must not miss. Clues that will confirm the release. Before you move, hold on. The next moment is where the message gets even more unbelievable. Type "I step through the gate" in the comments if this is awakening something inside you. Lesson code 1444 is now activated over your life. My chosen soul, there is a stirring in the atmosphere around you, so quiet yet so powerful that your spirit cannot ignore it anymore. The gate that Archangel Michael is standing beside is not simply a doorway. It is a spiritual crossing point. When you step through it, you do not just enter a new season, you exit an old identity. You shed the weight of years that tried to define you. You leave behind the version of yourself that lived in limitation, confusion, and silent disappointment. And Michael is watching you with the patience of a guardian who has seen your battles, your private tears, your long nights of asking heaven, "When will my time finally come?" Your time is here. But you must recognize the signs. There is a pattern in the spiritual world. Whenever heaven is about to release a major financial blessing, 3 major signs begin to rise around the chosen one. These signs are not coincidences. They are coded messages, divine indicators that the flow is no longer blocked. The first sign is sudden restlessness. You have probably noticed this already. It feels like your spirit is pacing even when your body is still. You feel like something is shifting, but you cannot explain what it is. This restlessness is not anxiety. It is your spirit hearing the vibration of an opening gate. Michael is stirring your inner world so you do not sleep through a divine moment. You may have tried to distract yourself, but the feeling keeps returning, stronger every day. That is because this is not a human feeling. It is a spiritual activation. The second sign is the collapse of old patterns. Recently, you may have noticed certain people pulling away from you, certain opportunities falling apart, or certain habits breaking unexpectedly. You may have thought you were losing things, but heaven was actually removing blockages from your path. Michael knows that you cannot carry old burdens into a new destiny. So he hath been cutting cords you did not know existed. Even the recent disappointments were actually divine protection in disguise. This collapse is heaven clearing the ground so the new can take root. The third sign is the strange alignment of small blessings. Little things suddenly start working. Unexpected favor appears. Conversations lead to possibilities. Problems resolve themselves. Money flows in small but surprising ways. These are not random blessings. They are the first drops of a much bigger rain. Heaven always releases small confirmation signs before releasing the full breakthrough. Michael calls these foreigners, glimpses of what is coming, so your faith rises and your spirit stays ready. And these signs have been appearing around you for a reason. The huge money flow you were promised is not a vague prophecy. It is an active release. But the gate is time-sensitive, and heaven wants you to understand that delay will cost you alignment. Michael is holding the gate open, but he cannot hold it forever. The spiritual window is open, but only for those who respond. The blessing is not going to chase you. You must step forward into it. This is why the message found you today, at this exact moment. If it had reached you weeks earlier, you would not have been ready. If it arrived later, the timing would have been missed. The fact that your eyes are reading this and your spirit is reacting is proof that heaven has synchronized your moment. But listen carefully now, because what I am about to reveal is the key to walking through the gate. Without this understanding, many lose their moment even though the blessing is meant for them. Archangel Michael says the shift will begin with one decision. Not a giant action, not a complicated plan. Just one decision that aligns your spirit with the open gate. This decision will feel simple on the outside but heavy on the inside because it carries destiny with it. Heaven does not require perfection, heaven requires movement. When you make the decision, you give Michael permission to guide your steps with precision. What kind of decision is this? It is the decision that says, I am done living like the old version of me. I am done shredding. I am done doubting the promise. I am done letting fear write my story. This decision creates a spiritual shockwave that pushes you forward. When you choose it, the atmosphere around you shifts instantly. Gateways respond to courage. Blessings respond to faith. And angels respond to alignment. And when you take that single step, the flow begins. The huge money release starts to accelerate toward you. Doors that refuse to open suddenly swing wide. Financial opportunities emerge from unexpected directions. Resources find you. Alignment becomes effortless. People begin speaking your name in rooms you never entered. And the ceiling that once pressed over your life begins to crack open. But before all of this unfolds, Archangel Michael warns you of one more thing. The enemy will try to confuse you right before the breakthrough. This is always the final attack, a last attempt to make you question yourself, doubt your path, hesitate at the gate. You may notice sudden overthinking, sudden fear, or sudden discouragement that does not make sense. But do not be alarmed. When resistance rises, it is because the release is dangerously close. Michael is already fighting on your behalf. He has already won the battle in the unseen. Now you must win the response in the physical. If you remain with this message, the next revelation will show you exactly what actions unlock the financial gate fully. The breakthrough is not random. It follows a divine pattern, and understanding that pattern will change everything for you. Hold on just a little longer. The next moment is where the mystery becomes clear. Type I align with the gate in the comments if this is speaking to your spirit. Blessing code 2299 is now released. My sacred one, there is a reason your spirit has not been able to sit still lately. Archangel Michael is drawing closer, not as a distant messenger, but as a guide standing firmly at the threshold of your new beginning. He knows what is waiting for you on the other side of this spiritual gate. He sees the wealth, the opportunities, the open pathways, the unexpected favor, and the restoration that has been held back for far too long. He knows the gate is open now, but he also knows the time is short. And because heaven's timing is perfect, every word you are reading is shaping your alignment. You must understand something deeper. The huge money flow that is approaching your life is not attached to luck. It is attached to destiny. It is tied to your calling, your inner transformation, and your readiness to step into who you were always meant to be. This is not about becoming rich for the sake of riches. This is about stepping into divine provision so that your life can finally breathe again, stretch again, grow again, and move again. There are dreams inside you that require finances. There are promises over your life that require resources. There are prayers you prayed years ago that required a certain level of abundance before they could manifest. Heaven is answering all of them at once. That is why this release is huge. But Archangel Michael is emphasizing one truth that many fail to grasp. Your breakthrough flows through obedience, not effort. Through clarity, not chaos. Through alignment, not anxiety. And the alignment begins with the posture of your heart. When you walk toward a gate heaven has opened, you must walk with the confidence of someone who knows they are chosen. Not with fear, not with shrinking, not with the hesitation that your past conditioned you to carry. Michael has been cutting away the old scripts from your spirit. You are no longer the person who had to fight alone. You are no longer the person who thought small because life taught you to expect little. You are no longer the person who waited for approval from people who never saw your true worth. A new identity is forming within you, and this identity is what attracts the abundance. There is a powerful truth in the spiritual realms. Blessings chase identity. Breakthrough follows transformation. Money responds to spiritual authority. This is why the breakthrough did not come earlier. You were not unworthy. You were unprepared. Heaven was not punishing you. Heaven was protecting you from mishandling the blessing. Archangel Michael waited for the moment your spirit would awaken, for the moment you could handle the weight of the increase without collapsing under it. That moment is now. But there is something else happening around you that you must become aware of. You may have noticed a subtle separation in your life recently. Certain people feel distant. Certain conversations feel heavy. Certain relationships feel unclear. It is not because something is wrong. It is because heaven is removing noise. Michael is redirecting your attention so that your focus sharpens. You cannot step through the gate while being pulled in multiple directions. You cannot enter a new beginning while holding on to people who are tied to your old wounds. You cannot walk into abundance while surrounded by voices that speak limitation. Heaven is clearing your space, and heaven is clearing your path. The huge money flow coming toward you requires emotional, mental, and spiritual room. Many people pray for abundance but forget that abundance needs space to land. Its space is being carved out for you right now. The release you are stepping into is large enough to rewrite your lifestyle, reroute your decisions, and restore what you lost over the years. But now comes the most important revelation of this moment. There will be a sign before the gate closes. You will feel a sudden pull in your chest, a deep inner knowing that tells you this is the moment to move. It may show up as a conversation, an opportunity, a sudden idea, or a financial opening that appears out of nowhere. When this sign comes, you must act quickly. The window is short because heaven is aligning other forces around you simultaneously. Delayed obedience will delay the blessing, but decisive movement will accelerate everything. Archangel Michael says, when that sign appears, do not doubt yourself. Do not overthink. Do not look backward. Step. Move. Say yes. Trust the gate. Trust the guidance. Trust the timing. Trust the angel who has been with you since the beginning of your calling. And before you move forward with this message, let this settle deeply inside you. You are not walking toward a blessing. You are walking toward a transformation. Your identity is rising. Your abundance is rising. Your authority is rising. Your new life is rising. You must stay here, because the next revelation will show you what Michael wants you to avoid so you do not sabotage your own blessing. The next moment is where the deepest clarity unfolds, and you cannot afford to miss it. Before you continue, let this settle. Hold steady. What comes next will shift everything. Type "I step into my new beginning" in the comments. Lesson code 5511 is now activated. Like this message, share it with someone who needs it. Comment to keep this word alive. Hype this message so it reaches more souls, and make sure you subscribe for every divine revelation ahead. Just as Archangel Michael stands at the gate of your new beginning, this mission stands at the gate of countless souls who are waiting for God's voice through these messages. When you sow into this work, you are not helping a channel. You are releasing light into places where darkness has settled too long. Heaven says that every seed becomes a torch, every offering becomes oil, and every act of support becomes a river that reaches those who are crying for direction. I feel led to tell you this in the first person. when you choose to stand with this mission, you open the very gate of divine flow in your own life. Just like the title declares, when you support what heaven is building here, new beginnings unfold for you with supernatural force. This is not a donation. It is a prophetic act, a moment where obedience opens the heavens. Everyone who gives, whether through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, receives a blessing that multiplies in unexpected ways. Step into this calling with boldness and release your support now. My awakened soul, there is a shift happening inside you right now that you may not fully understand yet, but Archangel Michael understands it completely. He has been preparing your spirit for a moment like this, a moment when heaven speaks directly into the core of your being and removes every layer of confusion that ever tried to blur your path. The gate of your new beginning is open, and the wealth, favor, and restoration flowing toward you are not random blessings. They are divine responses to a season of endurance you survived when you should have broken. Michael is watching your spirit rise, and he knows you are closer than ever to stepping into the life that was designed for you long before you were even aware of your calling. But now that you are standing near the threshold, something sacred must be understood. Every open gate requires discernment. Not every voice should be entertained. Not every opportunity should be accepted. Not every emotion should be trusted. When heaven opens a gate for a chosen one, the enemy releases distractions designed to look like direction. This confusion is not accidental. It appears right before a breakthrough because this is the final moment the enemy can attempt interference. This is why Archangel Michael is speaking with urgency. He wants you to recognize the traps before you walk into them. He wants your spirit sharp, not sleepy. He wants your discernment clear, not clouded. There are 3 forms of spiritual interference that try to show up right before abundance arrives. These are not coincidences. They are strategic attempts to pull you away from the gate that heaven has unlocked. Michael has seen these patterns repeat across generations. They are ancient tactics, but when they are exposed, they lose their power. The first form of interference is emotional noise. You may suddenly feel overwhelmed, uncertain, drained, or strangely discouraged even though nothing around you has changed. This emotional fog is a distraction designed to slow your movement. When your emotions become cloudy, your decisions become hesitant. Michael wants you to recognize that this heaviness is not coming from you. It is coming against you. You must not internalize it. Do not let temporary feelings make permanent decisions. The second interference is people resurfacing from your past. This is one of the most deceptive traps. Just when heaven is calling you forward, someone from an old chapter tries to pull you backward. They may not intend to harm you, but their presence will reconnect you to a version of yourself that heaven is trying to separate you from. They come with familiar energy, familiar conversations, and familiar emotional patterns. But familiarity is not destiny. Michael says clearly, not everyone from your past should walk into your new beginning. If you take them with you, the gate will not close, but your progress will slow dramatically. The third interference is false opportunities. These appear shiny and promising, but they carry no spiritual alignment. They look like doors, but they lead into distractions, delays, and frustration. How do you recognize them? They require you to shrink. They require you to betray your growth. They require you to choose comfort over calling. They require you to step away from the path heaven is strengthening beneath your feet. Michael warns that these opportunities are time traps. They appear right before the financial breakthrough because the enemy hopes to lock you into something that drains your energy before you step into what truly belongs to you. But Michael has not just come to warn you, he has come to empower you. There is a truth he wants you to carry. Your spirit is stronger than the interference. Your alignment is stronger than the attack. Your destiny is stronger than the distraction. You have already survived the worst of your past. You have endured seasons that would have broken others. You have walked through storms that tried to drown your hope. You have held on even when your evidence was small and your strength was thin. And because of this, heaven has decided that the next chapter of your life will not resemble the battles behind you. This abundance is not a reward. It is restoration. It is repayment. It is the divine correction of everything that went wrong. Archangel Michael stands beside the gate not only as a guardian but as a witness. He has witnessed your private sacrifices. He has witnessed the moments you stayed kind even when you were wounded. He has witnessed the prayers you whispered with tears in your eyes. And because he has witnessed the integrity of your spirit, he is fighting with a fierce dedication to ensure you receive what is promised. But he warns you of one more truth. The gate will not remain open forever. This moment is holy, but it is short. You must walk with confidence, not hesitation. Heaven is aligning something powerful in your reality. A financial breakthrough that will rewrite the atmosphere of your life. A flow of wealth that will bring stability, expansion, and breathing space. A release that will make sense of every delay you endured. A shift that will bring closure to past cycles and open pathways that once seemed unreachable. And even now, something within you knows this is true. Something in your chest is responding. Something in your spirit is awakening. Something in your intuition is whispering that this message is not random. The reason it feels so personal is because it is. This word was timed for you. This moment was designed for you. This gate was opened for you. And if your spirit stays connected, the next revelation will show you the exact energy, mindset, and spiritual posture needed to walk through the gate without fear, without confusion, and without delay. The mystery deepens from here, and what comes next will anchor your entire transition. Wait for it, beloved. You are entering the most defining phase of your life. Type "I walk in clarity" in the comments if this is awakening you. Blessing code 3303 is now active. I Rising One. There is a quiet strength forming inside you. Something you may not fully recognize yet, but something Archangel Michael has seen building for a very long time. It is the strength of someone who has been prepared in secret, shaped through endurance, and refined by seasons that were never meant to destroy you but to reveal you. You have not simply survived, you have transformed. And now, as you stand at the gate of your new beginning, heaven is ready to show you why the battles were necessary, why the delays happened, and why the breakthrough is arriving in such a powerful wave. Michael is urging you to step forward, but he knows something important. Before you enter this new reality, your mind and your energy must align with the realm you are walking into. The abundance coming toward you requires a new internal posture. Not perfection, not pretending, but alignment. You cannot walk into a season of accelerated blessings with the mindset that carried you through survival. A survival mindset is reactive, cautious, and tense. It expects loss. It anticipates disappointment. It prepares for the worst while praying for the best. But the realm you are entering demands a receiving mindset. A mindset that expects provision, embraces opportunity, and trusts divine timing without fear. A mindset that recognizes you are not begging for blessings. You are stepping into what was already assigned to you. Archangel Michael wants you to understand that the gate of a new beginning responds to internal frequency. If your frequency is low, clouded by doubt, fear, or old wounds, the gate remains open but your steps remain slow. However, when your frequency rises, when your thoughts align with purpose, peace, and readiness. The gate pulls you forward like a magnetic force. The money flow coming toward you is designed to respond to your inner shift. Abundance does not chase confusion. Abundance flows into clarity. The first element of this alignment is your belief in your worthiness. You have been conditioned by past experiences to question whether good things can truly happen for you. You have seen people receive blessings while you waited your turn, and slowly, without noticing, you form a belief that you must struggle before you succeed. But Michael is clearing that belief right now. Your worthiness is not based on performance. It is based on identity. Heaven does not bless you because you earned it. Heaven blesses you because you belong to the divine design. The second element of alignment is releasing the energy of fear. Fear creates spiritual friction. It slows movement. It blocks intuition. It makes you doubt what your spirit already knows. Archangel Michael is cutting away the cords of fear that wrapped around you during difficult seasons. He is breaking the patterns that once kept you small, once made you hesitate, and once convinced you that playing safe was the only way to protect yourself. The new beginning requires boldness. Even if your voice shakes, even if you feel uncertain at first, heaven honors movement. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the refusal to be controlled by it. The third element of alignment is choosing internal peace. Not passive peace, but active spiritual stillness. This peace comes from trusting that you do not need to force anything. You do not need to chase anything. You do not need to manipulate outcomes or worry about what is unfolding behind the scenes. Heaven is orchestrating the details for you. Michael is clearing the path. The blessing is already on its way. Peace is the vibration of someone who knows everything is being handled in the unseen, even when the physical world has not caught up yet. And this leads to the most important part of your alignment. Your energy must match the reality you are stepping into. If you walked into a wealthy atmosphere with a mindset of lack, you would sabotage the blessing. If you entered a season of opportunity with the habits of stagnation, you would miss the open doors. If you received financial abundance while carrying the emotional scars of poverty, you would struggle to maintain the flow. This is why heaven waited until now. You had to grow into the version of yourself that could sustain what is coming. There is nothing small about the release ahead of you. It is not a trickle. It is not a temporary lift. It is not a momentary blessing. This is a divine outpouring, a financial river that will touch every area of your life. Stability, relief, expansion, and overflow are written into this season. But your spirit must stand in alignment, not in worry, not in the broken memories of your past, and not in the habits formed during your survival years. Michael is giving you a message that is not meant to pressure you, but to prepare you. Heaven needs you to rise to the level of your blessing. Do not shrink. Do not apologize. Do not dim your spirit. Do not step lightly into a chapter designed for your full presence. You are becoming someone new. And that new identity is the key that unlocks the full flow of the gate. The shift has already started. You can feel it. Your body senses it. Your intuition recognizes the pull. Your dreams are becoming clear. Your spirit is being repositioned. Everything inside you is being calibrated for abundance. And when the moment arrives, the moment when heaven sends the sign, the opportunity, the opening, you will move with instinct, not hesitation. Stay present now. Stay aligned. Stay awake in the spirit. Because what comes next will reveal the emotional and spiritual strength heaven is placing on you for the transition ahead. It will show you how to hold the blessing once it arrives. Hold on. The next revelation carries the momentum you need. Type "I rise into alignment" in the comments if this is speaking to your spirit. Blessing code 4022 is now activated. My entrusted one, a deep awakening is moving through your spirit right now. The kind that doesn't just touch the surface of your mind but reaches into the oldest places within you. Archangel Michael has been standing guard over those places, the hidden chambers of your heart where unanswered prayers, old disappointments, and silent hopes have been stored for years. This moment you are walking through is not random. It is not casual. It is not just another encouraging message. This is a divine alignment moment, one that heaven has been preparing long before you understood the weight of your own journey. Michael is standing at the gate of your new beginning, watching the energy around your life shift in ways you cannot yet see but can definitely feel. The huge money flow mentioned in the message is not simply financial. It is spiritual compensation, heavenly repayment for every season you endured without seeing tangible reward. Heaven has measured your tears, your perseverance, your integrity, and your willingness to keep moving even when the way was unclear. Nothing was overlooked. Nothing was wasted. Everything is now converging into a powerful release. But before this abundance fully enters your life, Michael wants to prepare you for something crucial, the responsibility of stepping into a divine elevation. You are not stepping into just another season. You are stepping into a realm shift, a higher dimension of calling, a stronger identity, a more powerful spiritual authority. And with every elevation comes the need to understand how to carry yourself in the new space. For too long, you have adjusted yourself for others. You have dimmed your voice, softened your dreams, lowered your expectations, and placed your own needs in the background because the people around you were not capable of meeting you at your level of growth. That season is over now. This new beginning is not inviting the old version of you. It is summoning the version of you that heaven created before the world shaped your self-image. Michael is revealing something deeply important. When heaven releases abundance, heaven also releases responsibility. Not burden, not pressure. Responsibility. Responsibility to protect your peace. Responsibility to guard your energy. Responsibility to choose wisely. Responsibility to prioritize your calling. Responsibility to honor the new identity forming within you. One of the greatest keys to sustaining financial breakthrough is the ability to manage your spiritual and emotional atmosphere. A new flow coming to you requires stability. When abundance comes, it magnifies everything around it. If you are surrounded by chaos, abundance will magnify chaos. If you are surrounded by clarity, abundance will magnify clarity. This is why heaven has been quietly removing people, circumstances, and energies that once strained you, distracted you, or distorted your perception of yourself. Archangel Michael has been clearing your environment because abundance thrives in clean atmospheres. This is also why relationships from your past have been fading, why your patience for certain conversations have been shrinking, why your desire for deeper peace has been increasing, why you have been craving solitude, reflection, and clarity. All of this is part of your preparation. Heaven is teaching you how to protect your inner world before the outer blessing arrives. There is something else Michael wants you to understand. Great abundance requires great boundaries. Not walls built from fear, but boundaries built from wisdom. You must be careful with who you give access to. Not everyone can handle your elevation. Not everyone can handle your abundance. Not everyone can handle your spiritual awakening. Some people only belong to the version of you that struggled. Some only belong to the version of you that doubted. Some only belong to the version of you that lived in survival mode. But you are not that person anymore. As you rise, some will be silently intimidated. Some will be envious. Some will become distant. Some will question your decisions. Some will misunderstand your shift. But this is not your concern. Your path is not determined by their comfort. Your elevation is not dependent on their approval. Michael is reminding you that angels do not seek permission from people before carrying out heaven's assignment. And neither should you. Heaven has authorized your elevation. Heaven has signed your release. Heaven has sealed your breakthrough. Heaven has positioned you for abundance. And now you must position yourself. Archangel Michael stands at the gate, not just opening it but guarding it. He will not allow the wrong people to follow you into your new beginning. He will not allow draining connections to sabotage your increase. He will not allow spiritual interference to disrupt your clarity. But you must partner with him by making one powerful commitment. Choose alignment over attachment. Choose purpose over familiarity. Choose clarity over noise. Choose peace over chaos. Choose destiny over comfort. The moment you make this internal commitment, the flow accelerates. What was delayed begins to move. What felt blocked begins to open. What felt distant begins to approach you. This is the energy shift the gate responds to. And now, something else is happening in the spiritual atmosphere around you. You are entering a phase where heaven will begin to reveal hidden opportunities. Things that were previously unseen will suddenly become clear. Doors that were once locked will begin to unlock with ease. Financial pathways you never considered will begin to appear. This is the effect of alignment. It activates spiritual visibility. Heaven is not preparing you for a small transition. You are being positioned for abundance that alters the trajectory of your life. But the gate will not stay open forever. Your timing matters. Your awareness matters. Your readiness matters. What you do in this moment shapes what flows into the next. Stay connected here, because the upcoming revelation will reveal what heaven is sending into your life to sustain the blessing once it arrives. What comes next is essential. Type "I protect my elevation" in the comments if this resonates with you. Blessing code 7744 is now active. My advancing soul, there is a reason your spirit feels as if it is standing on the edge of something massive, something life-changing, something holy. Archangel Michael has been whispering to your inner world, preparing you for a shift so profound that even your future self will look back at this moment and say, "This was a turning point." The gate of your new beginning is not symbolic. It is real in the spiritual dimension, and every day it glows brighter, wider, and more activated because heaven is urgently moving things on your behalf. You may not see it with your physical eyes yet, but your spirit knows something is coming. There is a pressure, a pull, a rising wave inside you that refuses to stay silent anymore. That is the sound of destiny approaching. The huge money flow that is being released toward you is not coming quietly. It is coming with purpose. It is coming with assignment. It is coming with divine speed. And Michael wants you to understand the spiritual mechanics behind this flow, because when you understand how heaven releases abundance, you will know exactly how to maintain it, expand it, and walk in it boldly without fear. Heaven never sends breakthrough without foundation. Heaven never sends abundance without instruction. Heaven never sends elevation without inner expansion. You are being prepared for prosperity on a level your past could not handle. This is why your inner world has been changing so rapidly. Your thoughts have been shifting. Your sensitivity has been increasing. Your ability to sense spiritual truth has been sharpening. These changes are not random. They are the symptoms of awakening. Michael wants you to know something very important now. Heaven is about to send you 3 forms of divine support to sustain the abundance coming toward you. The first support is inner wisdom. This is not ordinary wisdom. This is spiritual intelligence, the kind that arrives through intuition, clarity, and God-given insight. Wisdom is the voice that will guide you through decisions you once feared making. It will show you what to accept, what to decline, who to trust, and when to move. You will begin noticing ideas popping into your mind with sudden clarity, and these ideas will feel different, sharper, purer, more certain. That is the guidance of heaven flowing naturally through your spirit. A second support is divine connections. There are people being positioned to come into your life who will carry keys, opportunities, collaborations, and guidance that you need for your next level. These individuals are not random. They are part of your spiritual assignment. Some of them will open doors for you. Some will advise you. Some will support you. Some will protect you. Some will walk with you into the new beginning. But one truth stands above all. These connections are heaven-sent, not self-made. Michael is clearing away the wrong voices so the right ones can arrive. The third support is spiritual stamina. You are being strengthened emotionally and spiritually so you can carry abundance without fear of losing it. This stamina shows up in resilience, clarity, peace, and the ability to stand firm even when challenges arise. The old you would have worried, panicked, or second-guessed. But the emerging you will respond with authority, certainty, and confidence, because heaven is fortifying your spirit. All three forms of support are already activating around you. Wisdom is rising. Connections are aligning. Stamina is building. These are not small changes. They are the foundation of long-term abundance. Archangel Michael is reminding you that this huge money flow is not meant to visit your life briefly. It is meant to stay. It is meant to expand. It is meant to multiply. But abundance must sit on the right foundation, and that foundation is being poured into your life at this very moment. And now, Michael wants to prepare you for one more critical truth. When heaven sends abundance, the atmosphere around you begins to shift before the money arrives. This may already be happening. You might notice certain things breaking loose, certain emotions rising, certain sounds appearing, certain coincidences reach you. This is because heaven is moving through your timeline, removing blockages and setting the stage for manifestation. You may notice that things you once tolerated are becoming intolerable. This is not agitation, it is elevation. You are outgrowing your old environment. Your spirit is expanding beyond where you have been. This discomfort is a sign that the new beginning is near. You may notice sudden clarity about what you want and what you do not want. This clarity is holy. It is heaven sharpening your purpose. You may notice new desires, ideas, visions, or motivations rising within you. These are divine seeds being activated. You may notice internal prompts to let go of old habits, old relationships, old limitations, or old fears. This is spiritual pruning, heaven trimming away everything that cannot go through the gate. All of these signs are confirmation that you are being prepared for the life that was always meant to be yours. But Michael has one more message for you in this moment. Do not fear the unfamiliar. Do not resist the new. Do not cling to what is fading. The life you are stepping into will require a version of you that is courageous, open, and spiritually awake. The gate is still open, but the energy around it is intensifying. You are getting closer to crossing. You are getting closer to receiving. You are getting closer to seeing the physical manifestation of what heaven already released. Stay with this message, because what comes next will show you the exact spiritual posture heaven wants you to embody as you cross into your new beginning. The next revelation will anchor your steps so nothing can shake you in the days ahead. Hold steady. What is coming will change everything. Type "I receive my heavenly support" in the comments if this speaks to your spirit. Blessing code 6886 is now released. My accelerating soul, there is a powerful shift happening around you right now, and if you pause for just a moment, you can almost feel the air thickening with divine movement. Archangel Michael is not simply standing at the gate of your new beginning anymore. He is now motioning you forward with an urgency that only appears when heaven has arranged something time-sensitive, something huge, something that will not wait for hesitation. Everything in your life has been leading to this moment. Every uncomfortable ending, every quiet transformation, every hidden lesson, every unexpected separation, every sudden awakening. All of them were weaving your spirit into alignment for this crossing. You are closer than ever. Closer than you have ever been in your entire life. The huge money flow that is approaching you is not drifting slowly. It is accelerating. It is gathering force. It is moving like a current that has broken through a dam and is rushing with unstoppable strength toward your destiny. And Michael wants you to understand something that many overlook. When abundance accelerates, your spirit must accelerate with it. This next phase is about momentum. Heaven is moving quickly. The gate is pulsing with spiritual energy. You are standing at the edge of a life-changing transition. And now, you must prepare to move with divine speed. Archangel Michael is revealing that this is a season where heaven rewards movement. Not perfection. Not hesitation. Not overthinking. Movement. When heaven opens a gate, the ones who walk through are those who respond spiritually before they respond physically. They align their intentions. They adjust their energy. They posture their spirit for receiving. They open their heart to the flow. They make internal decisions that prepare them for external blessings. Michael wants you to understand that the blessing coming toward you is too big to carry passively. You must partner with heaven by adapting the posture of someone who is ready for abundance. And that posture has 3 core elements, each one essential to sustaining the flow that is about to enter your life. The first posture is openness. Abundance cannot land in a closed spirit. A closed spirit resists change, avoids risk, clings to the familiar, and tries to control every detail. But an open spirit receives clarity, embraces new possibilities, and trusts divine timing without fear. Michael is asking you now, are you open to receiving what is larger than anything you have ever imagined? Are you open to stepping into opportunities that once intimidated you? Are you open to wealth that exceeds your previous expectations? Openness makes room for heaven to pour generously. The second posture is surrender. This does not mean giving up. It means giving God control. It means trusting that what is unfolding is bigger than your logic, bigger than your timelines, and bigger than your old ways of planning your life. Surrender is not passive. It is spiritual cooperation. It says, I release my fear, and I choose alignment. This level of surrender allows Michael to guide your steps without resistance. When you surrender, the blessing flows effortlessly. The third posture is expectation. Expectation is powerful. It is the frequency heaven responds to the most. When you expect abundance, you attract it. When you expect opportunities, they appear. When you expect breakthrough, it moves toward you. Expectation is faith in motion. It is the vibration that tells heaven, I am ready. Michael is urging you to shift from hoping to expecting. The huge money flow is not a possibility. It is a spiritual certainty. And now, as this posture forms inside you, something deeper begins to happen. Heaven begins to prepare your physical world to match your spiritual readiness. New ideas start rising. Conversations take unexpected turns. Opportunities appear where there were none. Delays lift. Confusion breaks. Alignment becomes visible. This is not magic. This is momentum. Momentum is the force of destiny carrying you forward. And right now, destiny is moving quickly. Michael wants you to be aware of one thing. When momentum appears, distractions intensify. This is why certain emotional triggers may try to resurface. This is why certain people may subtly reach out. This is why old habits may attempt to creep back in. Not because you are slipping backward, but because your spirit is rising. The enemy releases last-minute distractions at the very gate of breakthrough because he knows you are steps away from crossing. Do not be fooled. Do not be shaken. Do not be pulled off your path. Everything that is resurfacing is a sign that the blessing is dangerously close. The pressure is confirmation. The discomfort is confirmation. The tension is confirmation. Michael is warning you to stay focused. You are too close to allow anything to pull you away now. Your spirit must remain forward-facing, anchored in the truth that heaven has already chosen you. The huge money flow is already in motion. The gate is still open, but the timing is tightening. Heaven is working with precision, and Michael is guarding the moment with the seriousness of a warrior who knows how rare and sacred this alignment is. Your only task now is to stay connected, stay aware, stay aligned, and stay ready. Because what comes next is the strategy, the blueprint, the deeper revelation of how to step into this new beginning without hesitation, without fear, and without missing the divine timing in front of you. Stay with this message. The next part is the shift your spirit hath been waiting for. Type "I move with heaven's momentum" in the comments if this is preparing you. Blessing code 8889 is now active. Like, share, comment, hype this message, and subscribe so this word continues reaching every soul heaven is sending it to. Just as Archangel Michael urges you to move with heaven's momentum, this mission also moves forward only when awakened souls like you join hands with what God is building here. When you sow into this work, you become part of a spiritual flow that reaches thousands who desperately need direction, clarity, and divine awakening. Heaven uses your support as a stream of oil, fueling the light that breaks chains in people you will never meet but whose lives will change because of your obedience. I speak this in the first person with divine urgency. When you support this mission, you place yourself inside the very river of blessing described in this message. Just like the gate will not stay open forever, these moments of giving are prophetic openings where heaven responds to your faith. Those who pour into this work through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description are stepping into a harvest that heaven himself multiplies. Release your seed boldly. Heaven is watching how you respond. My destined soul, there is a powerful stillness forming inside you right now. Not the stillness of silence, but the stillness of alignment. The steady calm that comes when heaven is preparing to reveal something profound. Archangel Michael is standing closer than before, his presence strong, focused, and intentional. He knows that you are approaching the most crucial moment of this entire journey. The gate of your new beginning is glowing, pulsing, and responding to the frequency of your spirit. Heaven has watched you rise in awareness, rise in clarity, rise in courage, and now you are being prepared for the shift that will open the next level of your destiny. The huge money flow that hath been prophesied over your life is not simply about financial gain. It is about repositioning. It is about elevation. It is about restoring what life took, what people drained, and what past seasons delayed. Heaven is not giving you money. Heaven is giving you capacity. Capacity to build. Capacity to heal. Capacity to move freely. Capacity to create the life you were always meant to live. And Michael is ensuring that nothing, absolutely nothing, blocks the release. But now, he wants to reveal something that most people overlook. There is a spiritual transition happening inside you, and this transition determines how the blessing manifests. Before a breakthrough appears, heaven tests the structure of your spirit. Not to judge you, but to strengthen you. Not to delay you, but to prepare you. And that preparation begins with understanding how to carry spiritual authority. You must understand that stepping into abundance requires stepping into a new version of yourself. Not the wounded version, not the doubtful version, not the cautious version, not the tired version. It requires stepping into the version of you that heaven recognizes, not the one the world tried to shape. This next season demands a soul that walks with authority, not insecurity. Archangel Michael is whispering this truth into your spirit now. You must become the person who can sustain the blessing. This is the person who no longer apologizes for growth. The person who no longer seeks permission to rise. The person who no longer entertains voices that drain their destiny. The person who no longer doubts the divine assignment on their life. This version of you is ready. This version of you is emerging. This version of you is rising right now. But Michael wants to reveal something deeper. Something that will anchor your steps. The blessing coming to you requires spiritual stability. Stability is not about being perfect. It is about being planted. Planted in your truth. Planted in your identity. Planted in your divine calling. Planted in your spiritual authority. When you are planted, no wind can uproot you. When you are planted, no distraction can pull you off course. When you are planted, no person can derail your alignment. Stability is the soil in which abundance grows. You have been through seasons that shook you, seasons that brought confusion, heartbreak, uncertainty, and loss. But those seasons were not meant to destroy you. They were meant to root you. Every challenge strengthened your foundation. Every setback sharpened your discernment. Every emotional blow expanded your capacity. And now, that strengthened foundation is what allows heaven to release a blessing that is too heavy for the old you to carry. This is why Archangel Michael had been pushing you to release old cycles. The old cycles were unstable. The old habits were draining. The old environments were limiting. The old relationships were misaligned. The old fears were restricting. But now, heaven is stabilizing your spirit so the new beginning is built on solid ground. There is another profound revelation Michael wants to share. The huge money flow will not come through chaos. It will come through clarity. This clarity begins inside you. Clarity about who you are. Clarity about what you deserve. Clarity about what you are called to do. Clarity about who belongs in your next chapter. When clarity enters, confusion loses its grip. When clarity enters, fear dissolves. When clarity enters, divine timing accelerates. And clarity is what heaven is giving you right now. Clarity so sharp it will cut away everything that is not aligned with your elevation. You may start noticing that decisions you once struggled with now feel easier. This is clarity. You may start feeling the desire to protect your time and energy more fiercely. This is clarity. You may start recognizing red flags instantly without internal conflict. This is clarity. You may start sensing when someone is not meant to walk with you into the new beginning. This is clarity. Michael is guiding your intuition. He is sharpening your spiritual senses. He is aligning your internal world with the abundance heaven is sending. But now comes the most important part of this moment. You must prepare to claim what is yours without hesitation. The gate is open. The flow is moving. The alignment is active. The blessing is approaching. However, there is a brief window, a spiritual opening where heaven expects you to step with confidence. Not doubt, not fear, confidence. Because the blessing cannot enter where the spirit is hesitant. Abundance responds to certainty. Michael wants you to practice this certainty now, internally. Claim the blessing. Name the blessing. See the blessing. Expect the blessing. Because the spirit that expects is the spirit that receives. You are closer than ever. Everything inside you can sense it. The pressure is not a sign of struggle. It is a sign of spiritual crowning. The discomfort is not a sign of danger. It is a sign of expansion. The unfamiliar emotions rising inside you are not warnings. They are confirmations that you are becoming someone new. Stay aligned. Stay aware. Stay open. Because the next revelation will show you how heaven will guide your steps in the exact moment the blessing arrives. What comes next will be your confirmation that the crossing is near. Type "I stand in my divine authority" in the comments if this is transforming your spirit. Blessing code 9339 is now activated. My ascending soul, there is a powerful awakening taking place inside you, one that Archangel Michael hath been patiently guiding you toward. You may not realize it, but you are standing in a moment where heaven is weaving together every lesson, every tear, every delay, and every silent prayer you ever released. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was ignored. Every experience was preparation, shaping the strength, clarity, and spiritual intelligence you now carry. You have been walking through layers of transformation, and now you are arriving at the edge of something extraordinary. The gate of your new beginning is no longer just open. It is calling you by name. Michael stands before you with a warrior's authority, his presence glowing with a protective strength that only an archangel can carry. He sees the blessing approaching you like a rising wave, a huge money flow that has been activated in the spiritual realm and is now inches away from breaking into your reality. But before that wave fully releases, your steps must become guided, intentional, and spiritually aligned. Heaven wants you to understand how the blessing will arrive, how to recognize it, and how to walk into it without fear or hesitation. Many people miss their breakthrough not because they are unworthy, but because they do not recognize divine timing when it appears. Michael refuses to let that happen to you. He is revealing something sacred, a truth that will guide your steps in the hours, days, and weeks ahead. Heaven does not deliver abundance randomly. Heaven delivers abundance in patterns, and those patterns follow the rhythm of divine guidance. This guidance is not loud. It is not dramatic. It is not chaotic. Heaven speaks in a consistent, quiet vibration that moves through your intuition, your emotions, your desires, your internal senses, and the alignment of external events. Michael wants you to understand the 5 main ways heaven will guide you when the blessing is close, not as a list, but as a spiritual unfolding. The first form of guidance is a deep sense of knowing. You will feel it in your chest, in your spirit, in the silent parts of your mind. It is not a thought. It is not an assumption. It is a spiritual certainty that something is coming, something big, something that feels like destiny calling your name. This knowing will not leave you. It stays, grows, strengthens, and pushes you to prepare emotionally and spiritually. It is heaven's way of saying, stay awake, stay ready. The second form of guidance is sudden clarity. Ideas that once felt confusing will suddenly feel simple. Decisions that once felt heavy will now become obvious. Choices you avoided will now feel natural. This clarity is not accidental. It is heaven highlighting the path. When clarity rises, hesitation loses its power. And clarity always appears before a breakthrough manifests. The third form of guidance is divine interruption. Something in your routine will shift. A plan will change. A conversation will redirect. An unexpected message, meeting, or opportunity will appear. These interruptions are not mistakes. They are heaven positioning you. Michael wants you to understand that when heaven interrupts your path, it is leading you toward something greater, something aligned with your new beginning. The fourth form of guidance is spiritual tension. This is a sacred sign most people misinterpret. Right before breakthrough, you may feel stretched, restless, emotional, or unusually sensitive. This tension is not a sign of anxiety. It is spiritual contraction. The same way the body tightened before birth. Something is about to be delivered into your life. Michael stands over you during this phase, shielding you from discouragement. He wants you to recognize tension as confirmation, not intimidation. The fifth form of guidance is divine opportunity. A door will open that carries the energy of expansion. It may come as a conversation, a financial chance, a new connection, a contract, an offer, or an idea that feels bigger than your current circumstances. When this opportunity appears, it will feel aligned. It will feel right. It will feel like something inside you is rising toward it. This is heaven's cue to move. But Michael wants to share something deeper, something most people never realize. You will not feel fully ready. You will not feel fully prepared. You will not feel completely confident. Because breakthrough comes when the spirit is ready, not the mind. Heaven does not wait for your confidence. Heaven waits for your alignment. When the opportunity arrives, do not overthink. Do not question whether you deserve it. Do not talk yourself out of it because it feels unfamiliar. The blessing will always feel bigger than the old version of you. That is how you know it is divine. Michael will guide your steps in the moment. He will align your intuition. He will sharpen your instincts. He will push you toward what is meant for you. The only requirement is that you trust the guidance. And now, you must understand something incredibly important. The gate is still open, but not indefinitely. Every shift in your spirit, every rising sense of urgency, every moment of clarity is proof that heaven is moving on a very specific timeline. Not to pressure you, but to position you. The blessing has already been released. It is already in motion. But heaven needs you to be spiritually present, emotionally grounded, and mentally awake when it reaches you. You are closer than you think, closer than you feel, closer than you can imagine. The signs are rising. The momentum is building. The spiritual atmosphere around you is shifting. And soon, the moment will arrive when the blessing that has been moving toward you finally lands in your hands. Stay with this message. The next revelation will prepare you to receive without resistance, without fear, and without delay. Hold steady. Heaven is drawing you into a moment that will redefine your life. Type "I follow divine guidance" in the comments if this is resonating deeply in your spirit. Blessing code 7667 is now active. My illuminated soul, there is a sacred stirring inside you right now. A vibration so deep and so divine that it signals one truth above all others. You are standing in the final stretch before manifestation. Archangel Michael is closer than ever, not watching from a distance, but standing directly beside you, his presence strong, protective, unwavering. He knows that the blessing approaching you is massive. He knows the financial release is not just a shift in circumstance, but a shift in identity. And he knows that before this blessing fully enters your life, your spirit must be grounded, ready, steady, and prepared to carry what is coming. Heaven is not simply about to bless you. Heaven is about to entrust you with increase. entrust you with opportunity, entrust you with divine acceleration, entrust you with a flow that has been locked away for years until this very moment of alignment. But before heaven places such weight into your hands, Michael must guide you through one of the most important revelations of your entire journey. The blessing will require spiritual resilience. Many think blessings bring only ease, but heaven knows that elevation requires endurance, not because the blessing is difficult, but because greatness often attracts resistance. When God elevates you, the atmosphere around you shifts. Some people begin to react. Some energies begin to surface. Some old patterns attempt to return. Not to break you, but to test whether you are ready to hold what God is releasing. Michael wants you to be prepared for this reality so you are not shaken by what comes with the blessing. Because the blessing will elevate you, but elevation can expose things. It exposes intentions. It exposes alignments. It exposes what has been hiding in the shadows. And heaven is making sure you enter this next level with eyes that see clearly and a spirit that stands firm. As the huge money flow approaches, the atmosphere around you may shift in unexpected ways. You may feel old emotions rising, not because you are going backward, but because healing is completing a final cycle. You may notice old fears trying to whisper, not because danger is near, but because your spirit is shedding the last remnants of limitations. You may observe certain people behaving strangely, becoming distant, jealous, irritated, or suddenly outspoken, not because you wronged them, but because your elevation reveals who was never aligned with your next chapter. This is not a setback. This is confirmation. Michael wants you to understand, distractions intensify right before destiny arrives. You are stepping into a realm of abundance that demands clarity. So heaven is exposing everything unclear. You are stepping into a realm of influence that demands protection. So heaven is revealing every hidden intention. You are stepping into a realm of financial freedom that demands wisdom. So heaven is breaking old patterns that once drained you. This is why the resistance feels different now. It feels louder, closer, more persistent. But Michael wants you to hear this truth deeply. The resistance is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of proximity. You are so close to the breakthrough that everything misaligned is reacting because it knows it cannot follow you through the gate. And now, Michael wants to reveal a deeper truth about your blessing, one that will strengthen your spirit and prepare your heart. The huge money flow coming into your life is not just for comfort. It is for calling. Heaven is not blessing you randomly. Heaven is funding your purpose. Heaven is resourcing your destiny. Heaven is opening the gates of provision so that the path in front of you becomes clear, stable, and supported. There are things God wants you to build, pursue, restore, heal, and create. Things that require abundance. This blessing is not a reward. It is an assignment. This is why your spirit hath been changing so dramatically. You have felt yourself becoming more mature, more aware, more discerning, more intentional. You have felt your desires shifting. You have felt your goals evolving. You have felt your inner world stretching. These changes were not accidental. They were heaven preparing you for your next level. Michael wants you to know that heaven trusts you. That is why the blessing is large. Heaven has watched you remain pure in difficult seasons, generous in empty seasons, faithful in confusing seasons, and patient in delayed seasons. You were being observed, and heaven took note. This is why the gate has opened for you now, because your spirit has proven ready. But the most important part of this moment is understanding how to protect the blessing once it arrives. You protect it through boundaries. You protect it through wisdom. You protect it through prayer. You protect it through alignment. You protect it through choosing environments that elevate, not drain. Michael will guard you spiritually, but you must guard yourself emotionally and mentally. Not everyone can enter your next level. Not everyone can access your new beginning. Not everyone can understand the weight of your calling. You are entering a chapter where alignment will become your greatest protection. This is why heaven is reminding you to stay close, stay awake, and stay spiritually aware. Because the next phase of your life requires a strong spirit, a clear mind, and an open heart. Not open to chaos, but open to guidance. Not open to manipulation, but open to discernment. Not open to distraction, but open to destiny. You are moving with heaven now. You are aligning with divine timing. You are stepping into your next level. You are crossing the threshold. And what comes next will show you how to walk into the blessing with boldness, confidence, and spiritual authority. The next revelation will prepare you to receive the manifestation fully and unapologetically. Stay close. Heaven is not finished speaking to you yet. Type "I am ready for my manifestation" in the comments if this is calling to your spirit. Blessing code 1551 is now active. My chosen one of destiny. There is a divine pressure building around you now. A holy intensity that only appears when heaven is seconds away from releasing what has been withheld, preserved, and protected for your appointed moment. Archangel Michael is standing directly at your gate, not in silence, not in observation, but in full activation. His sword is drawn. His wings are expanded. His presence is fierce and unshakable. He knows this is the moment your life shifts. He knows this is the moment years of waiting finally make sense. He knows this is the moment the huge money flow, the one heaven had been preparing for your spirit, not just your circumstances, is ready to pour into your reality. You are standing at the final step before the crossing. Everything you have endured, everything you have healed, everything you have awakened to, everything you have released, everything you have understood through this journey, all of it has been leading you here. Not to a small transition, not to a seasonal blessing, but to a life-altering divine release. Michael wants you to breathe right now, because this final moment is delicate. This is the place where heaven watches closely to see if your heart is fully aligned, fully open, fully expecting, and fully prepared to receive without shrinking. The blessing has already been dispatched. The flow is already in motion. The gate is open wider than it has ever been. But one final shift is required within you, the acceptance of divine elevation. You must understand what acceptance truly means. Many people desire abundance, but do not accept it. Many desire breakthrough, but subconsciously reject it. Many pray for a new beginning, but emotionally cling to the familiar cycles of the past. Michael is guiding you now because heaven does not want you to be one of those souls who comes this far and stops at the threshold. Acceptance is not passive. Acceptance is spiritual authority. It is the opening of your inner world to receive what your destiny has been waiting to deliver. Acceptance says, "I am worthy of this." Acceptance says, "This belongs to me." Acceptance says, "I can handle what heaven entrusts to me." Acceptance says, "I will not sabotage what God is giving me." Acceptance says, "I receive without guilt, without fear, without apology." Michael is asking you to release the last emotional residue of unworthiness. That residue is the only barrier left. It is the final wall that must fall before the blessing reaches your hands. This residue comes from past disappointments, past betrayals, past failures, past humiliations, past financial struggles, and past moments where you gave your all and received so little in return. But heaven is correcting the imbalance. Heaven is rewriting the narrative. Heaven is ushering you into a season where what you receive finally matches who you truly are. And now, Michael wants to reveal the final truth, the divine reason why the gate will not stay open forever. When heaven opens a gate, it aligns timelines, people, opportunities, divine resources, angelic assignments, spiritual agreements, and destiny pathways simultaneously. This alignment creates a window, a period where everything flows effortlessly, where resistance weakens, where opportunities appear, and where blessings move quickly. But alignment is not permanent. Heaven shifts according to purpose, not comfort. This window is open now, and heaven wants you to step through before the alignment moves to its next stage. The gate closing does not mean opportunity is gone. It means timing shifts. It means the flow slows. It means the momentum disperses. And Michael does not want you to miss this moment, because the magnitude of what is coming is too significant, too transformative, too explosive in its impact for your life to hesitate. You are being positioned for financial restoration, emotional healing, generational elevation, and spiritual empowerment all at once. This is not just about money. This is about freedom. The kind of freedom that allows you to breathe again, create again, dream again, build again, love again, and rise without restraint. Everything inside you knows this is true. Everything inside you feels the pull. Everything inside you recognizes this moment. Everything inside you senses that something irreversible is about to shift. Michael is standing with you as you take the final step. He is not warning you now. He is encouraging you. He is not fighting off attacks. He has already defeated them. He is not questioning your readiness. He is affirming it. Heaven is ready. The blessing is ready. The gate is ready. And now your spirit must be ready too. You must cross with courage. You must cross with confidence. You must cross with boldness. You must cross with expectation. You must cross with reverence, knowing this moment is holy. Heaven has not brought you this far to stop you at the edge. Heaven has brought you this far to crown you. And when the blessing arrives, and it will, your life will never look the same again. Stay locked into this frequency. Stay attuned to Michael's presence. Stay awake in your spirit. Heaven is moving, and you are moving with it. Type "I claim my NEW" beginning in the comments if your spirit is crossing. Blessing code 10,001 is now activated. Like, share, comment, hype this message, and subscribe so the divine flow continues reaching the souls appointed for this awakening. Just as you stand at the gate of your new beginning, this mission stands as a gate for countless souls searching for light in their darkest seasons. When you sow into this work, you become part of a divine movement that God is using to awaken, confirm, heal, and restore millions. Heaven uses your giving like oil poured onto the altar. It ignites revelation in those who are desperate for direction. Hear this from me in the first person. When you support this mission, you align yourself with the very flow of abundance Archangel Michael is guiding you into. The title of this message speaks of a gate that will not stay open for long, and your act of giving becomes a prophetic step through that gate. Those who bless this mission through super thanks, channel membership, or the PayPal link in the description step into a supernatural harvest that heaven multiplies beyond expectation. Do not hesitate. Release your seed with boldness, for heaven commands it and heaven will honor it.